What's going on, guys? Just want to make another video. This time I was gonna talk about counting. A lot of people underestimate how important it is to count, because a lot of people, as musicians, a lot of people rely on the metronome, and they don't understand how to, or they don't know what a metronome is, and they just think they have the perfect time, and they don't. So yeah, secret to counting, especially odd time, is like a lot of people, a lot of new musicians are very confused. But here's a little breakdown of how to count. So just think about it from a math perspective, not a music perspective. You think about that time signature. If you're playing an 8, you break that in half, and half again. Half of that's 4, half of that's 2, which is cut time. And there's different ways to count it too. So you could count 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. To get 8, you could count 1 E and 2 E and you could count 1 and 4 and 1. So it's just you see those 8th note groupings. Whatever you find works for that, to get that exact number to count. 3 is another common time signature that people like to plan. So if you double 3, it's 6. So if the piece is in 6, just default to 3, because that's half of 6. And you can count it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and for 6. 1 E and. So there's various ways you can count it. Just get creative about it. Use your math skills to think of a creative way to count it that will be not boring. So yeah, that's another video. Another thing I want to talk about is a lot of people, a lot of musicians, they find themselves reliant on sheet music. And don't get me wrong, sheet music is great. I've played a lot of pieces over the years of sheet music. Therefore, I learned how to read sheet music, and it's always important to learn how to read sheet music, no matter who you are. But once you get to a certain stage, it's like it becomes old, and it becomes bored, and it's just another thing you do when you do a gig. So learn to memorize the music and practice and play without the stand in front of you, plus listening to the song a few times and then playing it will help you learn what mistakes you made, and also develop your ear. It's always important for a musician to have a good ear when they play, whether it's I played a wrong note or learning the whole piece by ear. It's always really important for musicians to have those skill abilities. So it's really good. A lot of people, and other people at my church I play with, they rely on sheet music too heavily, and it doesn't make the performance look good. A good performance, the musicians are not looking at their music stands. They don't even have music stands. A good performance, musicians should know the music by heart. They should have it memorized, so that when they play it in a performance, they know what they're playing. If they made a mistake, they know it, and they own up to it when they get called out on it, and they fix it, and they give a more visual, engaging performance, and then they do just stood there, strum and play, and it's kind of boring to watch, because no one, unless you're like don't know anything about music, no one, if anyone's seen a live concert, you know that the musicians on the stage give it their all, and the reason they give it their all is because they know their music. They know, they've memorized the whole set list. They've taken lots of time to rehearse, and they know their shit. So that's one thing I just wish musicians would understand is memorize, whether it's the beginning and the very end, so that you start on time, you end on time. You know, memorize your shit. That'll help with the overall group performance way better. And especially as a drummer, I hate looking at sheet music. It's better to me to just learn the piece by ear, because I'm that good. But I don't look down on drummers who lead to music, but come on, get a life. You as a drummer, you should know what you're playing, how to play it. If not, look at a tutorial, get help online. Like, come on, you don't need to sheet music. That's a no-brainer. Same thing with a singer. That's like a no-brainer. If you need sheet music, you're not very good. You shouldn't need sheet music as a singer or a drummer. Even a percussionist either. You should know how to spice things up, and you should be able to feel the music and know when and where to play certain things, when to be creative, when to solo, when the breakdown is, and just know that by feel. And that's what I think I specialize at, is I can go in completely blind, not practice a single note, and I'll go into the performance and I'll just have it because I know how it feels, and I'll go and feel, and it feels good. And my worship pastor's totally cool with it because he knows I'm that good, and we have a musical bond that is really strong. So we know that, okay, we can both tell we're going to break down at measure 46, and that we're going to build up with being from small dynamics to really huge dynamics and just hit that chorus really hard. So, and we have that. That's another thing to really emphasize. Practice, get to know your band members so you really can get in sync and gel with the other band members. Not just practice once a week, call it a day. You know, spend some time, jam with them. Just get to know them as musicians, how they play, you know, and give positive feedback. No one wants to hear, oh, that sucked, or that was some shit, don't do that again. Everyone wants to hear positive encouragement. A lot of people get upset about the stupidest shit and slam each other when it should be, hey man, great job today. I look forward to playing with you next week, or that was even better next week, you know, keep it up, or, you know, something like that, you know. But if you're gonna do an insult, make it minor, make it critical but minor. Like, hey man, that was a great job, but, you know, we could have been in sync with the drums and bass, but you did such a great job, I almost didn't notice. Something like that. Put this insult in the sandwich. Be creative and just minimize that insult, but really come back with a strong, hey man, that was great, you still did a great job. Don't let the insult get to you. If you are taking that, just say, okay, I can do this better next time. And counting is using a metronome. I don't frown upon people who use one, but after you get to an advanced level like I am, professional, you should need a metronome. If you're using a metronome, something's wrong with you. Go back to music school. So, especially as drummer, you should have internal metronome. You should need a click to help you out. Only the beginner and intermediate level should have a magic click, and then the intermediate level should need a click for some of the harder odd times music, but not that 4/4. God no. So, if anyone needs a click, it's everyone else but the drummer. You know, because like the guitarists, especially, I'm calling them out. Yeah, guitarists don't have a bad sense of time. Bassists have a better sense of time than guitarists do. Keyboard singers have pretty decent sense of time. Even singers can get off, but you know who you're working with. Have fun with them. That's the most important thing. Have fun. Don't take things too seriously or not too seriously. Have some fun with who you play with. Make it a good time. Just play your heart out. Give each song in the set list everything you got. Give it your all. Have fun no matter what happens or what you do, whatever mistakes you get. Push through. Have a good time. And peace. Have a good Monday.